guys, and welcome back to the Movie-Club Emporium. We're in our second week of our summer block party. The theme this year is Staycation 2025 because it's too hot to go outside. And as we're going to learn this month, sometimes it's too dangerous to go outside. Even if you're going, if you're not even going beyond outside and like leaving land altogether. This week, we are talking about 1989's Dead Calm. From one of the writers, I did not write down his, Philip Noyce, he was one of the writers on Mad Max. This is one of his only directorial credits. Also starring a young and still Australian Nicole Kidman, Sam Neill, and a shaggy Billy Zane. And this is a movie that I think I'd seen clips of on TV like my whole life. It's one of those that's like on a Sunday afternoon, your grandma's watching it, probably on USA or TNT. Never sat down and watched it before until today. And let me tell you, this movie is certainly calm. It's calm about a lot of things. And in fact, it's so calm that it starts with a silent credit sequence at the beginning. And then immediately goes into, oh no, dead kid. Because Sam Neill is like, he's like a professional soldier. He's in the Navy, I believe. And he's coming home on a train. It's Christmas. And Nicole Kidman and their young boy are driving to meet him. And the little boy decides to unbuckle. He's a small child. But he's able to successfully remove himself from his car seat just in time for the dummy version of him to go, like, arms at his side, head first through a windshield. Which is like, whoa, movie. Okay. And then honestly, nothing kind of exciting happens for at least an hour. Because it's just this couple, they've decided that, what a traumatic experience. How would you deal with that? Let's get on our giant sailboat and let's just sail around the Pacific Ocean. In solitude. Just you and me on a boat for however long it takes. And things aren't going well because she's not doing well. But soon they see a much larger ship in the distance. And then even a little bit later, comes a rowboat carrying, again, a very almost full head of hair Billy Zane. Who is 100% nonstop soaking wet through this entire movie. Whether we're in the water or not, he is just soaking wet. Yeah, and for no reason, he's like, oh, everybody on my boat is dead. They ate bad canned salmon. But I'm okay. Can I come on your boat? Thanks. And they are very accommodating. Like, yeah, sure, come on the boat. Here's some food. This is my wife. Check out our bedroom. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, you're asleep, so I'm going to go check out the boat. It turns out everybody is dead on the boat, for real. But they've been hacked to pieces. And again, there's no real motive given as to why. Except there's some video playing constantly of like this weird Australian cameraman screaming at Billy Zane because Billy Zane won't stop talking while he's trying to do this photo shoot with these models. And then we have this weird like kind of proto home invasion movie where Nicole Kidman is stuck on this boat with this insane man. Sam Neill is stuck on this other boat that is sinking. It is sinking. And so it is kind of like this weird, like, race against time. except it's really calm. Like there's no like he's just like, hey, we're on this boat, and she's like, okay, but like I'm gonna kind of talk to my husband, and I'm gonna try to stop the boat. And by the way, uh, I gotta say, Sam Neill in the '80s, like between this and Possession, it's a good thing that Dino Park happened because it got him away from like his terrible domestic life in these movies. Because he is man, it's just him being married is just a rough gig in the '80s for Sam Neill in movies. Um, but yeah, she's very calm. They have a dog who hates Nicole Kidman because at every turn this dog betrays her. She steals the keys to the boat so they can't leave, and she throws them overboard. And the dog goes, jumps in the water, and retrieves them and brings them back to Billy Zane. Um, which is kind of like when the dog gets at the end, you're kind of like, you know what, good, because that dog was kind of his accomplice. Um, it also is weird knowing that Billy Zane um, on a boat equals instant villain, whether it's this or the Titanic. And yeah, just a lot of kind of nothing happens, and then an hour in or so, there's probably the most disturbing scene in the movie because to know like he's starting to crack, so she has to like keep him docile, and so it's like this weird, overly shot because this guy cannot get enough of looking at Nicole Kidman, like weirdly erotically shot scene between her and Billy Zane, knowing that she's putting on a front only to save her life. Really weird that we're filming this bad boy like a Red Shoe Diary. Um, and at this point, I'm kind of like, you know what this movie needs? You know what this boat needs? A Jason Voorhees. Um, but then she is able to get a harpoon gun, and there's a fake out. That's where the dog kind of gets it, so trigger for that. Um, and then she knocks him out, ties him up. He gets loose. She shoots him in the shoulder with the harpoon gun, dumps him onto like a life raft, like a floating life raft that for a minute would look like a tent. And so like, it may have been a tent. So all I could think of was like those scenes where like dudes go camping and then your like dick friends like put your air mattress out onto the lake while you're sleeping. I haven't had that happen, but just I've seen things. Um, and again, then she goes back and saves Sam Neill just in the nick of time because his boat has sinking. And then I remember thinking, you know what this movie needs? I was wrong. It's not a Jason. This movie needs a big shark. Could have used a big shark. And instead we get, speaking of Jason Voorhees, a scene where we thought he floated off, but somehow, even though she cuts the rope for this like inflatable pool that he's floating on the ocean in, and he has no paddles, he somehow is able to follow them. And while she's washing her hair after a swim, he sneaks up behind her with his hands all bloody and like mangled, so he kind of looks like Jason. As far as like Jason, like a cut off sweatshirt and like shorts, um, and begins to strangle her. And you're like, oh no, what is this gonna happen? It's fine. Sam Neill just shoots him in the mouth with a flare. He goes overboard and dies, and that's the end of the movie. So, this is weird because it's beautifully shot and they're all in the water. You know, the cinematography of the ocean is incredible. And the idea of being, where are you going to go? Because at least, in the idea of like a home invasion film, there's the, whether false or not, there's that hope of I can just get to the neighbors, I can get to the road, I can get somewhere. But if you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, where are you going? But it's just again the stuff where there's just so much quiet, nothing happening, followed by this really bizarrely shot assault scene. that's filmed very titillating is so weird. And then just had kind of those ending. I don't know that I recommend it, but it was interesting seeing these actors, especially how young some of them are in it. Although it is funny because Sam Neill the whole time, this is 89, Jurassic Park is 93. He's totally wearing like a blue button-down shirt and he's got aviators. He's just a red neckerchief away from being Alan Grant. Which kind of I want to put those maybe like this happened and then he's like I can't be in the water. I gotta go to the desert and dig up dinosaurs. So maybe that's kind of how that happened. Maybe it's the same character, a shared universe, if you will. I hope so. But again, if nothing else, we've learned stay away from the water. I mean, at best, you get on a boat with Crazy Billy Zane. At worst, you're getting attacked by a Leviathan. There's also Jason Statham fighting sharks down there. You don't want to go down there. Stay away from the ocean. Stay home. That's why we're staycationing. And that's why next week we're going to look at the dangers of going to camp. You ever been to camp? Scary. Especially if you're camping around Madman Mars. Because next week we are talking about Madman. Madman. So, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure we bump those numbers up so we can start streaming here on YouTube as well as over at our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Movie-Club Emporium. This month, at the end of the month, Nick and I are doing our monthly live hangout. We're talking the best and worst horror remakes of all time, which is clearly going to be a part 1. You're not going to want to miss that, so make sure you get us. If you're not joining us over there, then make sure you're helping us get to where we can do it here too. And then join me next week as we learn about Madman Mars, a.k.a. Not Cropsy. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.